This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. And I'm going to title this, and at this point it's pretty much ad nauseum, but I will title this, Are Implantable Micro C-Hips the MOTB? Okay, and I'm going to read an article, all right, that I came across, which is, I believe, is written before the pandemic, or probably around that time, 2020, around there, right? So I'm going to read through this real quick, and let's see what this article is actually talking about. All right, it says implantable micro C-hips in people to track them used to be something that only appeared in futuristic movies. Unfortunately, the future is now. Okay, now the future, all right, when in our world, right, the future is prophecy. Okay, now when this guy here is saying, unfortunately, the future is now, what he's saying is he's admitting to the fact that these prophecies that have been written for thousands of years, all right, are now being fulfilled. Okay, so much so that we can actually see these things happening with our very eyes, right? So it's a little bit interesting when you hear other groups that, though things are clear in the open, they can't see it for some reason. All right, which goes back to the Heavenly Father set in a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay, and that's why Yahushua said, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, because this whole thing, all right, is being pushed through deception. Okay, whether people are claiming to be in the nation of Israel and calling upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has become a problem, where they call on so-called Jesus Christ. Okay, and it's almost like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's name is like they put it on the back burner. I tell you, man, look, when we first came to the truth, right, the first thing that really brought me to the truth was the Heavenly Father's name and His Son's name. I remember I got to a point in life where I was just like looking for the truth, legit looking, and I always said, man, Father, I don't know your name, but I know you exist. I know you're there, and I just need to know your name so I could truly worship you. I could serve you. I said, Lord, once I get your name, your true name, like I kept saying that. And then one day stumbled upon a Great Millstone website, and the first thing that I saw was Proverbs 30:4. Right? What is let's get that real quick. Right? Who has ascended up into the heavens? Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. All right, Proverbs 30:4. It says, who hath ascended up into heaven and descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fists? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? So when I saw that precept, I said, whoa, wait a minute. What is his name, and what is his son's name? So right away I know that Yahushua exists. At that time I didn't know his name. So I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is a crazy question. Like, what is his name, and what is his name, and what is his son's name? What if I don't know these names? Right? So I'm gonna get to the gates of heaven, and then the Lord is standing right there. He's like, well, what is my name, and what is my son's name? And I'm like, I don't know. And he tells me, oh, well, you have to go back to the world and go find the names and come back. That's the only way you can get in here. So the Lord led me to that name. I seen that name. The moment I saw it, I said, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. So the names to myself and my brother is very, very important. My brother is all of us, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is that name. We come in that name. We go in that name. Everything we do is in that name. So what if some don't believe? Doesn't matter. That means that name was not given unto them. Simple as that. But we're blessed to have that name and to call upon that name. All right. And Lord willing, I'm going to doing a video on how to build up your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. But let's go back to the article that I was reading. Okay, it says the technology now exists and has been successfully tested. Hold on, let me go back to this. Right. And has been successfully tested to allow an identification device of some type, including a tiny micro C-hip, to be implanted under the skin of the hand. Palm Beach-based Applied Digital Solutions unveiled the very C-hip immediately after the 9/11 tragedy and was approved by the FDA for storing medical information. Okay, the digital the digital angel technology incorporates a micro C-hip similar to pet identification C-hips that can be worn close to the body and includes biosensors that can measure the biological parameters of the body and send the information with RFID, which is radio frequency identification technology, to a ground station or computer. It will also have an antenna that can receive signals from GPS satellites, thus pinpointing the location of the wearer. So remember how they were saying, oh, these things don't have microchip. They don't have any GPS trackers. We're not gonna track you or nothing. It's like, yeah, right, okay. It says all it takes is a syringe. There's a quote now by Conrad K. Chase. It says all it takes is a syringe injected micro C-hip implant for patrons of the Baja Beach Club in Barcelona, Spain, to breeze past a reader that recognizes their identity, credit balance, and even automatically opens doors to exclusive areas of the club for them. By simply passing by our reader, the Baja Beach Club will know who you are and what your credit balance is. And this is by Conrad K. Chase. Once again, right? It says, in 2018, a Danish firm called Bichip released a new generation of micro C-hip implant that is intended to be readable from a distance and connected to internet. The company released an update for its micro C-hip implant to associate it with the Ripple cryptocurrency to allow payments to be made using the implantable microchip, period. All right. Implantable micro C-hips to what? To be able to allow payments, buying and selling, right? It gets better. It says programmable subcutaneous visible implants could contain biosensors to monitor temperature and blood pressure and display these readings clearly. A medical advancement. There you go with your miracles. Okay. But the devices could have a more serious purpose. They could be used for electronic tagging, similar to what's going on with the Chinese social credit scoring system. Whenever anyone wanted to buy or sell something, oh, wow, word for word, huh? Whenever anyone wanted to buy or sell something, he could be required to wave his hand over a scanning device that would read the chip, identify the buyer or seller, and validate or invalidate the sale. See, now we got to bring it out. We got to get it. We got to get it. We got to get it. All right. Man, shit. There's a book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right? And the purpose for that mark is what? And that no man might buy or sell just like we just reading. It said whenever anyone wanted to buy or sell something, he could be required to wave his hand over a scanning device that will read the chip, identify the buyer or seller, and validate or invalidate the sale. And in my previous video, we went into this article that was going into how these companies are banding together to create basically an environment that if you don't have a CHIP, you can't even function at all, right? But it's a slow process that's being brought in, like places like Amazon One, right, where you go to a Whole Foods or whatever. When you're done, you wave your hand, you put your fingerprint, whatever shit in your system, in the phone, whatever, and then when you get to the store, you don't gotta use your card. You could just wave your hand and boom, payment is done. So they're slowly ingratiating that process into people's minds, into society, to make it the norm. Okay, and once it's the norm, the resistance lessens. That's all they want. Okay. So continuing back in Revelation 13 verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so very soon, right, they already have the technology, so at this point they're just going to create a problem that will have the emergency that will allow for the MOTB to emerge, okay, as mandatory, right, as a medical emergency. It says, as 5G technology and the Internet of Things become more pervasive, the global tracking of its citizens will become even more commonplace. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, Gil Babes, wants to launch human implantable capsules that have digital certificates, the digital ID, right? So now you see where it's going. This is the plan from the beginning. So when they start tricking you with, get your digital ID, is a new license, this and that, just understand this is the end goal. All right, and it's not going to take long for them to get to this point. Okay, digital certificates which can show who has been tested for the CV and who has been vanessed against it. It says a watchdog group. A watchdog group called Mint Press News discovered DARPA's move to institutionalize these implantable biochips by 2021. So here we are in 2024, halfway through the year, and this is what the plan was, to have people already getting that thing, right, by 2021. So they're way behind schedule. That's why Revelation 12:12 says that the devil has come down onto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, things are speeding up. The days are flying. Okay, days are speeding up. Time is speeding up, man. Everything is moving at a very rapid pace, right? The growth of so-called new technology every single day is inching closer and closer to the MOTB. It's a beautiful process. We're watching it happen. Literally every day something new unfolds, man. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so when it really happens and it goes down, no one has an excuse, because we were shouting at the top of our lungs every single day about these coming times, man. All right, ultimately the hour of temptation, everything that it entails. Okay, and that's why you gotta build up your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. As corny as it sounds to those who are the unbelievers, guess what? Eventually they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be crying out for help. Okay, they shall seek him early, but they shall not find him, man. All right. So continuing back in the article, it says, quote, once firmly implanted inside the body, human cells are at the mercy of any mRNA program delivered via this substrate, unleashing a nightmare of possibilities. It is perhaps the first true step towards full-on transhumanism, a philosophy that is in vogue with many powerful and influential people such as Google's Ray Kurzweil and Eric Schmidt, and whose proponents see the future or the fusion of technology and biology as an inevitable consequence of human progress. That's because you're the Edomites, right? The inevitable consequence? The hell? Who says that? That sounds like a pure straight Edomite, man. Okay? It says people like Kurzweil, Schmidt, and their cronies are no doubt behind the scenes pushing for HR 6666, right? The so-called Testing, Reaching, and Contacting Everyone Act, otherwise known as TRACE Act. Okay? And through that so-called TRACE Act, they're going to be implanting those bio-CHIPs, biometrics, track and trace. So here it is. We got H5N2 flying around all of a sudden. Guess what? When they're ready, you're going to start hearing a lot more about it. And this time, they might not even waste time. They might just start shutting shit down just like that. Oh, there's been a state of emergency declared. All beaches are closed. Boom. What are you going to do about it? If you're found on the beach, you're going to be arrested or fined, period. Right? Oh, they're shutting down electricity because so. Bang, that's it. End of story. Everybody's, yo. People have become so okay with this type of shit. They just follow instructions. The authorities, the experts say this, so do it. They do it. And one person does it, 2 people, 3, 4. Nobody wants to look like, I don't want to be the one, getting called out or nothing. I don't want to be the one who's weird. So they just go along to get along. Okay? But the men of the Lord, we come out straight spitting fire, man. Because we have to send out the warning. We don't want nobody's blood in our hands, man. That's it. All right, we have a job to do. Okay? And guess what, man? Shit, listen. To be honest, man, look, we do this work because honestly, every one of us wants to be delivered when the shit goes down. All right, so you put in as much work as you can while you're building your faith, on the personal side, while you're doing your work on the spiritual professional side of things. It all works together. You're building up your spiritual bank account every single day. Your going ins, your coming ins, your going outs, and all that. You're building your spiritual bank account every which way possible. How you treat people in your daily life, just because you're a man of the Lord, you gotta know how to also deal. Not even with just brothers in the truth, but also people on the outside. Going through character building and all these different things. Because these little things, they count in the eyes of the Lord. Because He's watching everything we do. He's listening to everything we say. Right? So that's why it's very important when these guys go out there and they teach all these different things, these philosophies and just weirdo shit that comes out of these guys' mouths, man. You got to understand there's judgment that's coming. Okay? And the warning has gone out. Ezekiel 3:17. The warning has gone out, man. All right? Very soon, we're not going to be here to keep giving warnings because the things that we're warning about will be happening, including the part where you don't get to escape if you're not of the elect. All right? It says, I think that's pretty much it on that. Let me finish this part right here. It says the technology they're promoting has such limited appeal that it has to be mandatory to ensure the DC lobbyists can even have a slim chance at someone adopting their products. See? And that's the key right there. Mandatory. It has to be mandatory. And it will be mandatory. RFID implants for your identification. Is the book of Revelation chapter 13. Start off again, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, and when that time comes, you got to stand on what you believe on. Okay? And don't waver. Don't waver, man. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, the whole world, right, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that day is fast approaching when it's going to be mandatory. Right now, it's optional. You've seen it in Sweden. You've seen it in 3 Square Market in Wisconsin. What else? At this point, you got Elon Musk. I haven't been hearing too much of him lately. right? But he's probably in the background cooking up some weirdo nonsense to post on social media. But anyway, we see him putting up the C-hip in the brains, right? He's been approved by the FDA. I believe there's another company that's also joining in the fray. So things are speeding up. All right, things are speeding up, and very soon, once everything is lined up and the elect are all sealed, you're gonna see some shit. Okay, that day is fast approaching. All right, it says to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, from reading this article here and reading the precept here, all right, this prophecy that's about to be fulfilled, it should tell you all that you need to know. That yes, indeed, that question has been answered. Are implantable micro C-hips the mark of the beast? The answer is yes. Okay, point blank, period. All right, and there's a judgment that comes with those, or comes to those who end up taking this MOTB. All right, whether you believe it or not, if you're here on American soil and you take this thing, this was coming. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Okay, so when Yahushua comes back, all right, with the angels, the thousands of heaven, okay, to wage war against America and her allies, okay, you're going to see America torched with thermonuclear fire, and the laser beams from the chariots that's going to be being shot down here, okay, and that alone is going to cause this place to be that lake of fire. All right, and I don't think I know I definitely don't want to be a part of that shit, right? I'd much rather be up there watching this thing go down. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, man. Wonderful thing. Wonderful. Amazing. All right. Damn. Can't wait. We can't wait, man. This place got to go. All right. We're sick of this shit. Okay. Verse 11, it says, "And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name." Okay. So now that you know exactly what this mark is, and you know exactly what the consequences are, well, you better prepare. Okay, better prepare. Be realistic with your preparation. Stop with the madness. All right, be realistic and understand that there is no way out besides Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And if you just can't seem to get that concept, then you just probably not of the elect, and that's it for you. Now that's your ass. All right. So hey, man, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Racha Kodash, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.
Obviously, Secretary Thompson, it's an honor to have him on our board of directors. And as he stated all along, when the infrastructure is in place, he will get a chip.
That could be 2050.
Let me finish. We now have over 60 hospitals that have agreed to implement the system, so that time is nearing.
Only 2 now, right?
And I spoke with Secretary Thompson yesterday, and we believe it's in the very near future that he will get a chip and then appear on your show to talk.
You have a chip implanted. Is it underneath your right arm?
It's in the right arm. You power up a scanner, and you simply scan the arm. And once you scan the arm, you'll see that the identification information.
And on the laptop here you have it hooked up to, it says some number, but that doesn't.
On the database about Scott Silverman, it'll have my driver's license information, it'll have medical information, it'll have financial information, and it'll have security information for ingress and egress into facilities.
The critics would say, and I listened to it, and I'm trying to figure it out, but they use the "they" word a lot. Is there a vast RFID conspiracy out there that is they would say this is a slippery slope. This is the first thing. This is where you lull us into a false sense of security. We all get these things. And then the next thing, I don't know,
They're
it's
making
like
Soylent Green.
Like the Trilateral Commission, or the whole world gets taken over, like in Terminator 3 or something. Is anything? I mean, do we need to worry?
There's no conspiracy, Joe.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking
at your eyebrow. It twitches when you say that a little bit.
And I'm looking back at you.
Come off?